So what were we talking about? We're talking about common periods.
Yeah.
Common periods are related to the process in which the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality approves dirty projects in different areas. They work with multiple boards, all of whom are supposed to be run by just regular citizens of Virginia. The comment periods section, even though they're really important because they're one of the only ways the public can provide input on whether or not they have concerns about different projects, is that the whole process of these comment periods and the approving process is inconvenient for everyday people. It's really convenient for polluters. For example, DEQ does not give proper notice of whether or not they're collecting comments on a particular project. So they don't even tell people when they should be submitting comments about something that's going on in their backyard. If you don't submit your comment to DEQ, then if you go to the board meeting, you might not be able to speak at it. One of my first instances of seeing how inconvenient and terrible the process DEQ holds is related to a Charles City County plant, Chickahominy gas plant. It's going to be the 5th largest gas plant in the country if it's built. When the people of Charles City County, where this plant's going to be built, tried to go to the air board meeting to talk about their concerns, they weren't allowed to speak before the decision was made. Why? Because they didn't submit a comment on some random form on some random place on the DEQ website. And so we had all these people who had to take off work, who had to find transportation, who had to sometimes find childcare, so that they could be there to talk about what was going on in their own communities, and they weren't allowed to. But DEQ does not do the minimal due diligence to make sure that people's voices actually matter in the process. This process, the approval process for polluting projects, is convenient for polluters. It's not convenient for anybody else, especially not the people who live in those areas. And guess what those areas look like? Every area that these projects tend to be built in are either poor communities or communities of color. Now we're collecting comments that we can submit to try to get DEQ to realize that this practice is unjust. People should have a say in what happens in their own lives. And so if we wait around for some politician to do it, it's never gonna get done. But if we believe that we can be our own champions, that's how change happens. Virginia air quality, pollution, is it air quality control?
Air pollution control.
Yes. The Virginia Department of Environmental Quality. The air intrusion control.